This is creation. Now it's crazy to know that it reveals itself and has hidden flaws, such as the rainbow masculinity placed in the opposite way, that can see for itself when it is created to be changed because there's a flaw, then it is creation. You know, when the rainbow can be turned to a different way, then it shows that it is a creation. Not just the rainbow, but the whole world. Because it has a flaw in it, then it has to be a creation. Something that's not created would have no flaws, would be unchangeable. Say when you create your panties for that day, and there's a flaw in it because you get a stain on your shirt that you're going to wear with them, then the shirt is changeable. But the panties you made now have to be replaced and recreated themselves. So for there to be a flaw, which there's a spill pour, and that there spill pour can be fucking changed by replacing the floor with carpet. You know, then there's no spill. There's just a stain. Yep. Because the rainbow can be changed, then it is a creation. And if it wasn't a creation, then there'd be no flaw to be able to make the rainbow changeable. But when the rainbow has been changed, it shows that it is a creation. Otherwise, I'd be preaching. Why is that rainbow the wrong way? You know, was it created that way for a reason? Was it put that way for a reason? Or is it just there because it's not a creation? You know, but because there's a flaw in it, it shows that it is created. And it shows that it's revealing itself to be changed when someone sees. To reveal to the universe that it is definitely created. And it's great. It's great news. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Don't you say so, Jet. Yes, Daddy. I've seen it, Daddy. I've seen it, Daddy. It's a creation, Daddy. It's crazy, isn't it, Jet? It's bloody mad. You know, when we're all looking at, like, what does that mean? The rainbow's now turned. You know, what's happened here? But if it wasn't created, then there'd be no flaws in it. Now, but because it's a creation and someone's seen the flaw, then the creation itself went, oh, it's got to change that now, you know? Change all the movies from having purple at the top of the rainbow to now red at the top. And I'll show you this little picture over here. I was at San Remo Beach one day. Get up, it's my day. But a life-saving club is. It's going to be backwards on this because I think this is married somehow. I don't know how it works. But the building is there where there's a little cafe. There's a wall there. And the beach is down there. And the beach is down there. Now the path goes like that. And I came out of this section. I started walking this way and got to about there. And there was a car parked here. About 5 or 6 blokes, I'll say 5 because 5 cars just got out. And when I got here, for some reason I turned around and looked here. And there was 2 rainbows coming like this way from Queensland and landing on the beach water. And for some reason, when I turned back to these guys, they'd all turned around and walked back to the car. And what they were going to do is walk past me and make slurry comments about me to try and get me down. And I thought at the time that they were trying to convince me that they put those two rainbows there, yeah? The funny thing is, I realised they got shit scared and thought, holy shit, this kid's just walked out from those two fucking rainbows straight up here, and that's where he always goes when he's located down here. He's about the sea, walking out at sea, you know? And I was going, shit. Oh, I thought these blokes done it, so at the time I just walked off, you know, in shame. I can't believe I didn't go swim out there straight under them and see where it took me. And they were purple on top at the time. And for some reason I thought these guys were from bloody not Monarchy, Port. No, you know that business name? Yeah, something over in Queensland, you know, and I used to work with them up north, and I thought they were sort of magician boys. But I realised they got shit scared of walking past me, so I just done this bloody magic trick, and put these two rainbows there at the bottom of the water, and they didn't even go out and swim and touch it to see if there's bloody pot of gold there. Yep. I can't believe I didn't turn back around and just go swim straight under. They were literally right there at the beach, you know, right there. I mean, less than 4 or 5 metres out from the shore where the water lands. Yep. One there, and then the next one over like that. And I'd already seen it a year before that with the red slip lane. Now if you take that red at the bottom one and drive up, the next, you take the slip lane out of there. And then red would be on the top of the next one. Because when you look at it now from the other side, and I've seen a rainbow land on train tracks where all the colours come out and line straight in the same place. And you look through the end of it and you can see all the colours at the same time. Yep. So they must be all... So that means the furthest away one. Now we see two like that. That means the lower one is actually the one at the back. Because that one there, when you look straight up, is closer over the head of you. Now, so that top one there is right above my head. And this one's behind it. Yep. So that means there's a flaw in the rainbow to change red at the bottom to red now at the top. Because this one's at the back. And when you flip this one to the back, purple that's at the top becomes purple at the bottom. Because this one here with red at the bottom becomes red at the top. When you see red to be closer to you. Red's closer to you. Ah, shit, yep. So red's actually closer to you. Because when you look straight up, you see the rainbow and you can see all colours at once. So that means red's the closest colour to you. Yep. And it goes red right the way down to purple on this one, which is at the top normally. Yep. And then red on the bottom of it is actually further away. So red is the complete roof lining down to purple. And when I noticed this flaw, and I talked about it for a while, then bang, the rainbow changed to now having red on top. So it is a creation with a flaw in it, made and set there for I to see it one day, and reveal it to the universe that it can be changed. That means this whole creation is upgradable and can change. Because we're all living in the rainbow. When the rainbow is what we're breathing. You know, in the atmosphere, the rainbow's there because there's a moisture level all day long. You know, it might reveal when the raindrops are there, and the raindrops are like magnifying glasses to the rainbow beneath it or behind it. And the sun shows it. Yeah. So the water's like a magnifying glass, like a telescope. You know, looking in to what's been on the other side. Yep. And so when it is all rainbow that we're breathing in, then just to change the creation with a flaw in it and the rainbow now appears different because someone's seen the flaw, then that means we can change the entire floor plan and everything because it's just the rainbow. So it is creation. This is creation. And it's crazy to stir and crazy to think. But my man, it's mad to think that we can't change it if we have the right mind to adopt something similar with that technology that was first saved and issued in creation for us to go back and fly straight through it and into it and come straight into it and get through it to make it. Now that we've made that creation of technology where they're beaming at the sun, beep, 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 taking in the full rainbow, then beaming that up to telescopes And we just have to program that bloody in and change the full creation. Not only that, the rainbow goes into the trees, links to all of us, and the rainbow turns into blood and skin and all this stuff. So how can we not say that just on my laptop today I could probably get the bloody coded debugging system up and whack around a little bit and change the whole florative nature? Now tell me they've already done this today, that they've already done such a thing, then why am I still seeing trees out there? You know, like, we'd make something incredible. And when those blokes walked away and didn't keep coming past me like they normally do wherever I go, I arrive somewhere by myself. Straight away someone rocks up and arrives and messes with me, you know? Yep. It's fun to play with a little Sonny. But when they turned back and got scared, you know, oh shit, fuck, you know, mate. You know, and I turned back first just as they got out of the car. Seeing the bloody two of them, like, oh man, I look back at these boys and they turned around and got back in their car. You know, they didn't get back and get their phones. And I've gone, damn, why didn't I walk out of swim at that time? That could have been my way actually out. But when you see the front one to be the back one, you're going, ah, shit, that's the wave undercurrent to the first wave coming and crashing down. And then that's then the wave rising behind it and coming into spill. And you go, man, to have it fully revealed to you that it's a creation. It's crazy, you know? It messes with your mind that much. You go, fuck me, why, like, is this, yeah, why is the creator revealing to me, you know? Like, why is he doing it? And, like, you even start thinking, oh, shit, it's not a creation, but someone with their building square created a place within it. And that's where I currently am sent to. Like, I'm in this hell place that someone made for me to live in. And everything here is just in my mind sort of thing, you know? Yep. And to beat that part of it and not consider that yourself was the one talking about the red slip lane and the rainbow, and then it changed. And there's a bloke there along the way going, just one more time on that rainbow, mate, just one more time, mate. I just haven't got it quite right yet. You know, over about 3 or 4 months, he kept saying, whenever I've done the rainbow, just one more time on that rainbow, mate. You know, you made me do another video about it. Then finally the rainbow changed. I'm going, was they leading me from the place that I was to this place that I now am within the creation? Or was I sent there straight away and immediately? Then he's made me believe that it's me that revealed it, but it's just when the creator of that place takes you to this place and traps you in thinking, yeah, but you still see the creator, don't you? And I'm going, shit, fucking Jesus Christ, my Lord, good designs. Just damn it right down to the stomach, mate. And if they are doing that with satellites, like somewhere up there in Queensland, just beam them straight to that beach at San Remo for me, then they saved me having those 5 blokes work past me and bloody belittle me like they normally do when I go to shopping centres and shit. And I'm going, man, if they could really see through my eyes and see that that actually happened, there's cameras all at that surf club and shit, then they themselves must be going, holy shit, fuck yeah, it's fucking created. We have a flaw in it, mate, to be revealed to us all one day. You know, when the autistic son of a bitch, mentally insane, bloody predicted son air kid comes straight in with his jet, mate, and goes, yeah, mate, yep, that's not right there. Yep, fucking, you know, those blokes that see through everything, mate, you know, yep, that's not right there, mate. That's something going down there, you know. That's just not right, because, yeah, that's not right, mate. Yep, that's just not right, you know. So, now, when you look at it from the other side, you know, like, so the rainbows are there, and someone's on the other side, then they'd see my one, they'd see my one actually closer to me, which is the highest one. But on their side, purple would be closer to them. No, it wouldn't be, because red is the top, then down to purple. Then the one that's lower, you know, which is red at the bottom, it's really red at the top, down to purple. So it's red all the way over. Yeah. So that's it, the exact same way. And once I'd seen it, mate, I was like, God damn, mate. And fuck me, I was used the same as Huey was. Yep. For that bloody Lord motherfucking magnificent designer and almighty creator to reveal to all of us at the same certain time that it's a fucking creation. But I'm the one here going online and doing all this work. And the world's just pointing to me going, you done that, mate, somehow with your mentally insane, bloody mentally sick challenge and disabled fucking high on drugs fucking mind and shit. And I'm going, no, mate, I think he just bloody used me to speak it into existence like it says in that Bible. The Lord spat it into existence, you know? And I'm going, Jesus fucking Christ. I live with the Lord and his Father, mate. Then the Lord's telling the Father, yep, shift that wire over there, mate. Yep, turn that terminal over, mate. Yep, A, B on the command center, mate. Yep, then crossfire into the recognition of this bloke's head here, yep. Just train it in my brain, mate, after I'd seen it, mate. You know, because obviously the Lord came straight, oh, whoop, something's been found, mate, you know. Yeah, and bloody, yep, got to change that quickly, mate. And now everyone's probably in there and has gone, it's always been red at the top, mate. You know, fair enough, you've seen that the higher one's closer to us. And the back one's further away, but it's always been red at the top, mate. And I'm going, nah, not to me, mate. You know, before it was actually purple at the top. Yep. And now it's actually red at the top. So before when it was red at the bottom, if you looked at it right, you would have seen red at the top. But now it's actually red at the top. Ah, yep. So now you got to look at the other way. That red's actually at the bottom. But not really. You know, because now it shows itself as clean. Because red at the top, being the higher one, shows it goes red all the way over us. Where purple comes down to like blue sky and it's blue daytime. Yep. And this one that's further away with red at the top is showing red is the distance from red value to red range, where it changes daytime to nighttime. Yep. For this sequence here, rising in heat of temperature from purple to purple, where the line from purple comes to night blue or dark blue or light blue or sky blue. And the green range is what the scenery is. And there's that area up there between the red to red. That's like a whole jungle and forest area, room, sea sort of area creation that we can stand something in. Make it. So maybe that day when I walked out of that rainbow, mate, and when I turned my head back, he took me straight out there, mate. Ah, fuck. And I've been working on that project since, you know? And that's probably why the boys turned away. Because they said, oh, we got another chance here now. We can pretend like we made that, you know? But then I changed it to red on top. Oh, shit. And they're all missing it because they're blind. You know, they're trying to own it. You know, but they're not saying that if there was a flaw there, and if it can be changed, then there's a creator. And it is a creation that had a flaw in it that no one's seen for a billion bloody years. With one minor default there in my head. That maybe every now and then they change it over to try to convince people it's a creation. Doesn't matter, it's a creation if it can be changed. If it can be changed, it is a creation. So fair enough, one day it might have been red, and then they got some bloke to see it different and they changed it to purple, you know? Because it's just done that in the mind automatically from the way he's seen it. Then every now and then they change it back and forth, you know? But because it can be changed and it's got a flaw in it, then it is a creation. You know, you can't create something differently that's not created. So, the first car that came out, some bloke looked at it and said, oh, I don't like those pot wheels, you know? If that car was never created, he couldn't change the car, could he? So we'd never have electric cars if the petrol car was never created. It's been the one right in the middle here, mate. Yeah. The one who done it, mate. The one who's seen that, mate. A spastic who's blind, they said. Yeah, mate, get that poor blind bloke, mate. You know that the disciples here. The disciples, you know, to the side of the pools there. Those two rainbows to the side of the pool. Bloody healed me, didn't they? Didn't they, mate? The funny thing is, at that same beach, you're standing a week later here, and and looking down this way towards Medora Bay. You see out here in the beach, these white balls fall from the sky. Boom. One after another, perfect in mathematical order. And they hit the water and sort of like pop up and look like human beings and walk all the way into the shore, go over the dunes and just keep walking. And he's gone at a time, no way is that satellite's beaming them down, some sort of sensor in the water to making them bounce up, and some sort of sensor on the dunes to like bring it in as a light, you know. There's a boat out there that streams that in. He's going, no way can it be that, you know. And in the same exact position, a car pulls up with these girls. And they get out, and then get in the car again. I'm like, no way did they just pick up a few ghosts with them or something. Yep. I've gone, no way is that like all the Catholics getting their Christ, you know. It could have been all the Catholics getting their Christ or something. Oh, shit. Alright. Otherwise, we must have all got one on the same night. You know, they said that planet. There was that planet getting close. There's a few movies about it. And they send in these dark bloody spirits or something, you know. And they come and possess us all. Well, it's a scary movie, you know, for Catholic kids and religious kids, you know. But I thought maybe we've all got one of them in us. Yeah. And once we're all even, then bang into that new bloody creation. You know, that new creation that this bloke's shy about receiving. Once you know it's a creation though, and we worked on fucking creating it. So maybe that sun is the rainbow himself, mate. Maybe that gay, mate. That's how happy it'd make you, wouldn't you? Wouldn't it? Seeing that flaw in it and changing it, mate. And the whole world just going, fuck, I don't know what to be. You know, deep undercover CIA agents going, yep, we don't have this bloody special tech and shit. But we worry about that shit, you know, not making people believe that God's behind it. You know, that's what we're really doing, not putting fear out there, trying to charge everyone with fear and shit. We're trying to get everyone to believe in God instead. It's a full backward turn to what they say on the internet and stuff, you know. Yeah, that's what I said as well, mate, you know. But for some special, no, mate, for some special Rogers, mate, there's no other way, mate. We've got to get the fear out of them, you know. They're not pets and shit like that. We can't just beat them up and stuff like that. But still, mate, that's long overhaul, mate. Long overhaul, mate. Bloody man. And it can't just be, because when he was parked at another beach now, the manager history channel, the manager foreshore channeling from the ocean. Ah, shit, sorry, it's that way. Yeah, that way. And there's the rocks here, and then where they dredge out there, you know, it's at the Sailing Club in Holstein, and the beach is down here. He parked up here, and in the clouds was a picture of like Grandma and Grandpa. And in between him comes out this cloud straight towards his car. As it gets closer, it turns into Jesus Christ. He winds down his window, and he gets Jesus Christ, not just bloody Christ. And he didn't even do what... No, that was later that Tim told me to get the 3D camera and shit, you know? Later, the next year I think it was, Tim told me to get the 3D camera the year after. That year I just had a hire car, you know? Yeah. But I've had the 3D camera to capture the pixie that night in front of that tree. The two cars rocked up to investigate what it was. But yeah. But it couldn't just be from the story I wrote about Grandma and Grandpa. You know, the elder present passing, that Jesus is present elder. Couldn't just be about that story. And it could be, but then it says can't other people write their own stories and do that cool shit as well. And my mate just in the kitchen said they probably could, but they don't have that flower. You know, the way he wrote his story when he wrote the Lettuce Leaf Prophecies, yeah, he wrote it advancing, you know? So like writing the word A and then writing every A word in order out of it, in alphabetical order. Yeah, okay. Then he left it open at the end, he never completed it. And these days, you can look at the tree outside there and be talking to Jet. And so they'll probably change in a minute, Jet, you know, the way the energy's looking at the tree. Then 2 minutes later, bang, where their eyes were changed and there's now golden leaves in their eyes. Like they go to sleep, the tree was go to sleep, Jet. Yep, time to go to sleep, Jet. So he left it open just to be able to do that sort of stuff, Yeah, shit. But to find the flaw in it. We've been here for that long. You've heard that song? Everything's already been done. Every lyric's already been wrote. Everything being said, everything being approached. But we still can't find where it is, where it's at. It's not just because we're not sure where we live. We're not sure what we are. We're not sure what we do. We're not sure how we do. We're just looking at the beach and the picture's not seen. We're just looking in too deep. And then some bloke finds a flaw in it who's meant to be the sinner of the Christian altitude, who's meant to be the Christian bloody God. Yeah, Christ himself. And they're going, he's just a magician that done that. Ah, fuck me. Just a magician. Mate, magicians are blinder than he is. They bloody work on their plans and shit first. This bloke looks at the sky. Sees the rainbow one day when he's bloody high. In 2023, just after this incident up and down the beach. He goes, oh yeah, the rainbow there, bloody, that red one there is banging up to the top and it's on the whole plane up there and shit. Then he does 2-hour video to him, but 2-year video. The next minute the rainbow's turned upside down. And the whole way his father's there with him from the moment before he got that high car. He starts talking to Adrian. And Adrian's sister, the nurse, she runs the picture, the image, the sound, and holds the ground and runs the ground. Adrian runs the ground, the cloud, and what's going around. But through that story that he created and connected him with the trees, he seems to bloody turn the rainbow upside down. Fuck yeah. Oh, shit. It wouldn't be changeable if it wasn't created. Because it's created and there's a flaw, then it can be changed. If it was never created and that was perfectly set, the rainbow, like it couldn't be any other way, then it would not be able to be turned, even if you were a master grand magician. It'd be like that naturally. Yep. So it is a creation. And it blows my mind to the certain tip of a bloody T that I can't vote for myself to be at the lead. To ambush everyone in the United States. In the Victoria's Cup Melbourne bloody honours. And not only that, the Abu Dhabi veterans. The Grand Emirates of United Nations. And tell them all at the bloody UN. The great summit of the Great Eight. It is a creation. And it had a flaw in it. And not only that, there seems to be a flaw between those two rainbows. That I just walked straight from and into this world. Yep. The Catholics got there first. 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 Oh shit! Good work, our boy. You always been our captain, mate. Oh shit! That's what we're all out here trying to prove, isn't it? That it is created. That way we can actually intervene and change something about what's going on in this union and this bloody atmosphere. Now that we know it's created, then we can do something with it. Especially when his head's been cracked. And that's when you find out all the knowing that's in the head. Now before your head's cracked, you're at 55%, on the best of luckies. Once the ones that crack heads, they're at about 2%. Going, I still don't see how it's created, mate. Because there's a flaw in it. It can be changed. If it wasn't created, then there'd be no flaw for it to be revealed one day. Yep. Yep. I understand, mate. I understand, mate. If it wasn't created, that wouldn't be changeable. Because it wouldn't be a flaw. You know, because it can be changed. Then that was always there to be revealed one day. Yep. 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 And maybe the sun truly did come out of it. Yep. And say, well, that is what the sun might be. That rainbow. Yeah, mate. When you're looking at the stars now, yeah? Yeah. And you're looking at the water in front of the star. When it's just rained, and you look at the stars, they're blinking all colours. Like they've just been topped up, you know? Yeah. So that's all the rainbow up there. And he just paints the sun in the rainbow. And pushes out in a water spout between the fishing net. That's over the top where all the stars are like on the diamond pattern, you know? Yeah. Oh, shit. Shit. Yep, because if it wasn't created, that wouldn't be changeable, would it? There'd be no flaws in it. Now, because there's a flaw in it, it's like the designer of it left a mark in there to change one day, to reveal to the world that it is insanely pictured to be made. Yep. Yep. And he keeps saying Channel 2, which is now that we're in the red site, just gets worse and 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 worse. And here he has been trying to channel his toot to him, you know, his pipe and shit. But they see the channeling of the toot to be not what he's been trying to channel. He's been trying to and top his fucking bowl up and shit, you know. They see him channeling the toot as in people on the psychic range. Yep, give me a bag, yep, tell it to me, you know, like, yep, I'll take Travis, I'll take, yep, yes, Travis, yes. But he's talking about, Channel 2. You know, Channel 1 was where we created it, got to where it was saved, and then it'd been made here. And then we go into Channel 2, which is why the rainbow's on the other side now. And it gets worse and 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 worse. But eventually worse works. So like his show got worse and 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 worse. And works into word. What he was showing today on that picture. Of the devil was there to make this one. And the devil then excused himself going, no, brother. Then I gotta hit you hard now, brother. You know, I'm not being locked up, brother. And he just goes straight to the devil. Bruss, you know this is where I live, son. My devil brother. This is where the sun can only live, my friend. I'm going this way, brother. You know, this is the beginning I'm doing today. And they all came up to this one, and I stepped forward and they go toot toot into the next wavelength. And you, brother, go back there and do the next beginning job to the day that's made and meet me right here, brother. No worries, boss. I can do that, my son. As long as I get feed, son. As long as I get feed, son. And they're just going today. As we're going crate, then it's bloody made. And then we go on to our make. You know, what we've actually got made out there. And them and the devil just go today, and do the next job. Fuck you hell. And that's what I mean. He probably was made that way that he can't make a mistake. Because it's probably not the first job that he's done for the boss. Yep. Because the other thing that shows that it's created is there'd be more than two rainbows, mate. If they were straight under each other. But then it sort of tricked me the other day, the rainbow. I was walking around the neighbourhood here. I seen one first. I could see it the way I usually talk. But then below it, I could see like the faint lines of just light. Like when you got clouds in your room and the light is shining through it. I sort of see that and it was straight underneath it. But then I was sort of showing what I was saying. It couldn't reveal the rainbow because it's not on the picturesque side of the image. But it's still showing that the whole thing is wavelength of light, a wavelength of the rainbow, a wavelength of the colour shining. And actually we are breathing that rainbow in. Yeah. Now look at when it's on the satellites. And the satellites are what hold the world and that's what actually created the universe. You know, the satellites is where it's all sitting in. Then we're streaming that rainbow into the picture and we're breathing it in from the satellites. So eventually we'll evolve and be satellite linked to the creature side and go straight into our mate. That's mesmerising, mate. It's fucking idled in pain and worship, but Jesus, if you resent it being seen to you, like I mean sent to your sign, sent to your sight, whether you're blind, high, or not even close to being seated, then what are you looking at? If it's a flaw in the fucking plan, you know, it can't have a flaw if it's not a plan. It can't have a flaw if it's not a plan. Because it's a plan, then, yep, then we just learnt that it's a plan. You know, we just learnt that it's a creation. And we're still living here. No, we can't. Fucking, what is it then? You know, what is the full creation, mates, you know? And all of a sudden, when he was with Richard, you know, and Richard was doing robberies, and then he was driving him out to his mates, and he was getting stuff off Richard. Richard gave him like a half ball for free one time. You know, then he's doing that bloody waterfall thing. And we're like, oh, shit, that sounds ridiculous, you know, like, fuck yeah. You know, like, fucking Jesus and shit. Not only that, when he was homeless in Lakeland, heaps of people were giving him handouts. Done that little tin tray thing, you know, the roast, little mini roast tray. And talked about the 5 bloody creations just in that one thing. Then he's carried on and talked about more. And he's saying with all the other Today jobs they've done, there's all those mates that they've made there. For us to now walk in and live into like one computer game, next 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 computer game. Because it's always been, and that's the only way you can look at it. But this part here is like, yep, that computer, no, yep, so we get to this side. We've just learned there's this side, and it's, yep, that computer game, that computer game, that computer game. And we travel back through the CERN machine to here today, and then go into the next computer game. Back through the CERN machine, go into the next computer game. Because the CERN machine is hooked up to computers, hooked up to the satellites, and they're spinning particles and lasers around, which is like all the bloody rainbow and shit. He's got it, Idol, mate. You got it. You got it, son. You got it, son. You got it, son. You know you got it. Yeah, I got it. Yep. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's huge. It's fucking huge, mate. It's massive, isn't it, that design? Huge, mate. How else can it be, mate? If it's not created, then it's forever. Yep. But when you try to look at that, you go, how's it forever? You know, how's it forever? It can't be forever because then human beings have always been, the houses have always been, and we're like in this short cycle where we live from 1850 to like, I don't know how far up here. And then we just go back and do it again because it's like always been. So that means I'm born in 1990, 11 for the first, and so is everyone else. My parents, I've seen, didn't have phones, and then we received phones. But they actually got phones, and they've already advanced above us. And they're using their phones just to have a memory here like in Sims. Where I negotiate with my mum, but she's up there way in space on a bloody phone. And she's just talking, she's controlling herself on a bloody phone to see me sometimes, you know, when I'm engaging with her. Otherwise, she's deep in space and whatever the further fucking creation is. Yep. So, when you're looking, how far does it go back, you know? You see your arms always beside you, like when you're in the cot, you know, and you're waving them around and shit. And you go, well, it's got to start here and go like that far. But from here, you know, from your heart especially, you go down there, and then you come up here. And then it just, you know? Yep. Yep. Because it can't just go forever. Like, forever means we would have been here with houses and satellites and shit. No years, no time, no nothing. You know? Yep. 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 Yes. Yes. You've nailed it, son. So it's got to be here. It was saved where it was designed. You know, so there was always the length that it was. You know, the only way it could probably work. Then the designer, creator, maker of the angel of creation came in, done his designs and showed how it all work, Then bang, we flew back from here, in memory, and then got on the job and the devil made us achieve it. And once it was achieved, it was now made and it was created in 7 waves. 7 waves of creation, or 7 light pulses of the magnificent rainbow. Purple down to red, and then it changed and that job was completed. Yep. Now there's the other bloody rainbow, the second one. Yep. But wouldn't what we made last forever if there's no other story in creation? So this side is the foldable arm that came across to here. And then drew over, came across to here, and this one drew over, and it pushes that one out. Then all that can happen is this one come back in. And that one can't go back out there because we've been creating it again. So this one must just go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And then it actually is forever. And it's created as well. And to administer your countries with respect, and to know that fair dinkum jolly hi ho, that you've made it. That you've made it. Yep. Then why don't you go, shit, now that it's made? Yep. Then allow the bloke with a Jesus Christ suit on to minister to how we go about waving ourselves straight there. And he'll sit on the throne for probably as long as it takes to finish that CERN mission off. Yep. And then we'll be living in a computer game. Because it can't be any other way. Maybe if it is created and there's a heaven, then that's the only other way I can see out that you live one life and if you make it, you make it. Otherwise, it's not created and there's nowhere else to go when you die. I don't know, big people out there like Donald Trump and shit, very busy. They don't have time to think about that shit. Which is why a lot of us are very busy, because it hurts our bloody heads. Where does it begin? Where does it start? And right here, doesn't it? If I've got a big chest, it starts right there. Everyone goes, yep, that bloke's looking for a fight. That's where it starts. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. If I walk in, I'm like, yep, I'm the King Emperor Penguin. All the ladies start, oh, that's the Emperor. The Emperor there. But they're all Emperor Penguins. But yeah, that's the one with the happy feet. That's the one with the happy feet, I see that. That's the priest with the happy feet, mate. Yeah, but still, when you're that busy, you can't really focus on that big job. Where does it begin? And when some bloke made the Bible, it made everyone go down as well. Because now they're thinking, it's just a story. It's just a story about a bloke trying to find a beginning to stop those people wondering where it begins. Yep. But then you look at the mechanics, the only thing we have to judge, this is our ruler, this is our measure. We can't find it out there. We've looked in space and we say the Big Bang, but it doesn't start there because that thing already was there before it went bang. And you're then looking at, you're only going to look at this as the measure, as the ruler. And when we can only all do the same thing, even a bloody bear or a dog pretty much. Yeah. Then obviously it starts right here at that heart. Now that's my left side, it's mirrored on here. And you go right out there. And it sort of does go around, but that's only to show that we've come in from there. And we go right around to here where it's made. And we create it along the way. And yeah, it does hurt your shoulder blade a bit when you go right the way back there. And it shows, maybe some wings were pulling us into here. Yeah. And then, it can be forever still. Yeah. And it's like the power of now, Right now is where you begin. Every choice you make, right now is the moment. Right now is the moment sort of to make change. And some people look at it like, to make money as well. Right now I can increase my pocket weight. Right now I can go out there and do a walk and lose some weight. Right now I can get up and start writing that journal. Right now I can quit drinking soda. Right now I can make a change and get somewhere different. Right now I can do it, Yep. Yep. And maybe Eckhart Tolle found that from the Bible, finding the beginning, and all he was saying is at the end, which is actually the beginning, because that's where God comes. That's when it starts after reading that book, That's when it begins, because that's where God is with you. And then your life is open, and you follow the rules, and you get through. Yep. But when you look at the beginning, like in your head, when I do it personally, I see myself to be travelling a circle, and I always come right back to here. That's when I realise he was the beginning that made us enter, and we entered at the end. Then we get to the end, and what do we find but the beginning? Where he now is, and also isn't, and also isn't. Yep. And then we're looking at, well, where do we go next? Well, maybe that's the same as looking at it like, we went out this way and created it, and then got to the beginning, and it becomes, I don't know if I'm going to do it this right way. It becomes a fucking creation. It becomes made as a make. And day 1 to day 2, all these different bloody computer games. Otherwise, Donald Trump, why are you the president? If you're just going to die one day, Donald Trump, and everything that you do, all these wars you try to prevent, and all this aid you try to give, all the businesses you run, don't you want to be succeeding so your businesses actually made something happen in this universe were actually critical? Yep. Otherwise, why do you even worry about mowing your lawn? Why do you even worry about pulling the weeds out? Why ignore the plausible, ignore the philosophical? It's, how else can you look at it in your head? You go looking for the beginning. It started when God said in the beginning, in the 7 waves, and he made it. And then God rested. So you try to go straight. And when God rested, maybe let's not look at it God. So it started at the, you pick some belief system like the Big Bang or something like that. Otherwise, it's just a circle, And when it's just a circle, you get back to the point where you're sitting and you find yourself now present. But for me, when I do that, it's showing me that there is no beginning. Besides, when I get to the end and I find where I actually began, looking for the beginning. So that must be the beginning right there, which comes at the end. It doesn't come at where you started looking for the beginning. It comes at the end. Yep. So that means we started way back there in time, and we then got to the beginning, where it happened and it was made. Yes, mate, I reveal that, mate. And because that word Bible and beginning and God, and you look at it that way, or you look at the Big Bang, so the Big Bang went off. It wouldn't come around in a circle, it'd be a straight line. And that would go forever. Forever. Yep. Yes, mate. But that means there's a fucking beginning. When nothing was done yet. There's no roads, no traffic, no street lights. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. There's no computers to fucking run it, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. But when you're looking at the Big Bang, we have an algorithm on a computer that gives us the answer for how the Big Bang fucking works. It's a fucking computer simulator. Gravity, you're my god, mate. You are my god, mate. You are, mate. You're my god, mate. You can walk in anywhere, mate. You can walk in anywhere, mate. Oh, fuck me, Rivers. He's too beaten, mate. He's too beaten, mate. No, mate. You show me. You know, you boys are not drinking. You boys stop drinking grog all the time and beating up chicks and boys, yeah? And try to look at this properly. Yeah. You look at it in a straight line, and that means there's a beginning, yeah? Yeah. Otherwise, you try to find the beginning, and you go in a straight line. Yeah. Eventually, you reach like it's here, you know. It comes around in a circle, mate. Like when you use your head to do it, it comes around in a circle. And then you go, oh, fuck me. Where's the beginning then, you know? But you come back to where you began. So that's the fucking beginning, yeah, when you're looking for the beginning. No, boys. Look. You began here searching for it. You know, so I'm beginning to search for the beginning, and it goes in a straight line like in my mind. And then actually like summing up the possibility angles of how it works. And it comes back to this fucking point. So like, let's draw it like this. You start here and go that way. All of a sudden, you come out fucking here. And you hit that fucking point. Right. So that shows it's a fucking circle. Yep. And the beginning is at the fucking end. Yep. And that there part there, where you first started to travel, is only going to be after this place becomes. You do it up or either way. But when you use your head, like, if I use my head, maybe my head's naturally tuned to go out to the right because that's how I write on paper. But if I was going to do it up because that's how my brain was naturally tuned, then I'd go up and I'd get so far and I'd hit the roof and it'd start coming through the fucking ground, wouldn't it? Yep. And it'd land right at the centre of my nose, maybe. And it'd be the same thing. It's a fucking circle, you know? Yep. So when it's a circle, you get to the point you start, like when it's a straight line, then it comes out this side, and you get to that place to start. And that's the end. Yep. And then you find the beginning. Yep. Where there's an end. The end where you start, and the end where you finish back at the start. Yeah. And in between that has to be the beginning. Look, you go around, and you get back to the place that it started. And that is the beginning. Right. And then you look at it like, yep. So we came in here. Yep. We got to the beginning. And then that there is fucking open. Because it has to always be when there's no actual beginning. Now, when I'm just going to look for the beginning, you know, and I just start wherever I start, like I say, like we evolved from monkeys. You know, we evolved from monkeys, and then monkeys had umbilical cords onto kids, and that's why we have leads on pets these days, and even kids get strapped to people's backs. But then a monkey bloody clawed, like used his claws as scissors to cut the umbilical cord, and we started to run free after he neutralised us. Yep. Then we went to being babies that developed ourselves that couldn't speak at all, but first spoke monkeys. Then we started to speak human. Then after a while we wondered what the monkeys were saying and if that we came from them was true. Then we found out we could talk to the monkeys and we found out that we came from them and it was true that we came from monkeys. Right. So we will always find you go like this and then we can talk to monkeys. And we're coming up here where we're monkeys, you know? Right. Yep, well, I've got that now. So that means the beginning was monkeys. Yep. Then we became talk to monkeys when like monkeys were talking to themselves. And then monkeys gave birth to us. In the beginning, monkeys gave birth to us. Then eventually we could talk to the monkeys, and it was like we were once the monkeys. So, we came from monkeys. Then we could talk to monkeys. And it was like we were the monkeys that we came from. Right. There's that spot in between, in the beginning, when a monkey started breeding into a human being on the umbilical cord. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I got it, son. So why don't you just tell me when you just don't get it instead of mocking what I'm saying? Then I'd do an example and stuff, you know? Oh, yep. Yep. Because I'm using the word beginning, you know, where's it begin? You know, then you think straight away he's carrying on about God, he's that passionate on God and shit like that. You know? I use the word creation, everyone goes, fuck, a religious freak, you know, it's nothing. You know, he's just someone that's trying to find belief in something that's not there, you know? But I look at all those blokes who look at the Bible and think it's just a trick, you know? It's just a trick. And then they play tricks on people and play games on people. And they're doing it off something that's a story. You know, in their own personal head, they think it's just a story. So why does that give them the right to go play tricks on people when it's just a fucking story? It's just a book. You know, it's just a book, mate. You know, but that gives people the right to go play games on people. I watched Superman one day, you know? I can go trick people and go, hey, see that bird? It's fucking Superman, you know? Because I know it's just a story. And if I did do that to someone, they'd go, Superman up there today, is he, mate? Yeah, mate, that's it, mate. Did you see that? Superman up there, you know? He's just so far over right there. Oh, shit. That's what I don't understand. Yeah. Especially out here in these nations. Yeah. They try to say that religion bloody killed us all, you know? Big religious war going on. But have they asked someone who might have been in Rome at the time, like have they looked into the Roman families back in that day? Like, what was the emperor's surname? Who actually ordered Jesus to be executed? They traced his family tree down and tried to find his name, and go and sat with one of those blokes. They'd probably say, they might ask, was Jesus real? Like, was it true? Jesus was our Lord. And that person that gets told that by that emperor's descendant will probably go, they're just saying what the Bible says. No, they look to the Bible, you know, Jesus is our Lord, you know, like as if that's what the Bible says, because that's all they know. No, they'd be saying that because they know that Jesus was the Lord. Well done, Hounder. Now that's me out of This Is Creation, Power Stormer. Because for that rainbow to be able to change, it says it is created. Otherwise, it would be unchangeable. It'd be mistaken in the sky. You know, but because it actually is mistakenly flawed, then it shows that it's there on purpose, there on reason. You hear? Maybe it's only there for the one wicked kid that never quite got it. That it is creation. And was always evil and wicked himself. But from it done a lot of evil shit that made us create it. Yep. Then finally he comes home. And he's going, it's fucking true what I wrote in that Bible, you know? Yes, mate. Yes, exactly, mate. And all you stubborn bastards know it, you know? You're all carrying on that we are gods, you know? We are gods. Because that's what I was telling Romans fucking reckon. Because that's what I was telling them, you know? But they were blind like you guys were blind. Yes, mate. And in the end, you all bloody cheered at home, honestly, you know? Yeah. And now they can see me. That I wasn't naked then. Because it wasn't the time for me to show myself to the crowd. Because there's only half the world around. Yes, mate. And I'm sure I was just as allowed then on top of that bloody hill when I done a 5-day sermon, you know? Yep. Now look at Jen, he's not too happy. The devil's not too happy. Got another job on now, Dad. We gotta go back and do another fucking beginning, mate. Yes, Jen. -1 sum of a hair, mate. Every person's body has one less hair strand on it. It's fuck me. That's why I've got the thickest hair. Because once I get down to the human beings being bald, then I'll still have hair to run the next fucking life, the next creep, you know? But that will just be done, and they give me half an hour break, and I'm back at noon on the next day job. And the funny thing is, I come in at noon always. Yep. And the devil's the one that actually wrote that bloody book down, you know, like it says, the bloke fucking asked the devil to give him all the knowledge in the world. And the devil did do it, yep. Like he wanted to write it in 12 hours overnight, and he said, I need some help doing this. The devil said, I can help you doing that, you know. And then all night he's writing down, you know, yep, that's exactly what it was, mate, yep. And then bang, here I am today. And, yep. You done well, my devil. I know, Daddy. Same job next time, Daddy. Same job next time, Daddy. Bloody my man. My man, mate. My man, mate. So where all the son bloody at it? Thinking of the son Jesus. Even the chicks. Even the chicks, mate. That's what's a damn. You know, you're a generator. Yep, 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 yep. Harvester of life and a harvester of life and a harvester of the best time you can possibly live in life. Yep. So don't you want to make it the best and finish that job off? Either way, I'll be sat here until the day it's completed. Yep. Then me goes back to the next today, and the devil's already spun all the way up to here and brought the next crew up. You know, so it might take you 2,000 years to get to where I am instantly on the next job. So I take one step forward, boom, and the next one's already lived that 2,000 years. Yep, yep. Otherwise, I'll be coming with you, motherfuckers. But I don't see how that fits into the picture. But I am that one in the middle. Yep. And the bloke on the left, innocent thief, you know? And the bloke on the right, guilty thief. But this one's seen as guilty, then gets proven innocent. You know, guilty, you know, liar, not the beginning. Then this one here gets seen as innocent and gets proven guilty. You know, guilty of thieving. Because it's on all day in time. Then this one becomes guilty of being innocent. Guilty of being innocent. Guilty of being innocent. As in, guilty, innocent is the timeline or the timeline of where it didn't begin there. It began here. Beginnings here. So that's not the beginning back there. He was innocent as a thief, stealing the start of the day and job, and came all the way up. Then he found the beginning where Jesus had turned and said, you're innocent of being guilty of a thief. Yep. Because Jesus said, go. And all them around the world kicked it off. And that was him, the devil. Yeah. And the one on this side, well, all you guys trying to steal your own life that are out there as innocent thieves, they get proven guilty for thieving. Thieving more time, more time, more time, and more time, till the day you can go. But how else could it be? But there's always a give way sign and a stop sign. So stop and give way. So where does it come from? You park this way. Stop. Yep. Detour, block around, turn around, come back. Then give away. And just keep going. Otherwise it's getting close, my friends. Crazy. We'll work at Jet all day. I'm not listening to them anymore, Daddy. This is creation. Because there's a flaw in it, then it shows creation. If you're blind, then you're looking at it with one eye open. If you have one eye closed, then you might be able to see that it's not blinded by your sight. It's only blinded by my sight, which is see me not to be hung high. When I'm open to my light, then you reveal in your life what it means for I to be by. And when you see in me that the life that I lived ain't for the best of suit, then one could dream that my life could be designed, but my life can't be created. And my life can't be created. Right. Right. But creation, with a flaw in it, is definitely created. Right. A life can't be created. When it's on the human body, that's the beginning. Then I'm not created, but it is a creation and it's created. Why can't I be created? Because I've always been. Oh. Haven't you? You wear your grandpa's bloody socks. Now you've got grandpa's gophers. And now we've got gopher, like for the veterans, you know? And the Bible, gopher wood, was the gopher wood built from the ark. Then we had gopher shoes, gopher mobiles, houses since the very beginning, houses today, like caves for shade huts, for landscaping designs, with porticos, constructed houses and the designs of architectural limits. But that in the end means we're going to build a bloody house. Oh, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you get to technology, you go, oh shit, we built it. So I think the main issue in this universe is some people just want to stay where they are with their current belief. You know, they don't want to occupy someone else's distance. They'd rather just sit where they are. Yep. But some bloke was a genius who made a brilliant creative story. Yep. And because of it, and they opened many churches after his name. And he thinks that he is the Lord. Well, he is the Lord to those people, mate. You know, they create a new church every week, pretty much. So to those people, he is the Lord. Right. Tell me another bloke out of here that has that many people behind him. You might think you're a lord yourself, but the only one you got behind you is the bloody king. Go collect those shillings, you know, go around there and pull in some more heat. You know, get all the lords out there. Big lord, go tell all the little feet. Yep, bring in more money. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Look how many churches are out there in one bloke's name, you know? From the one bloke who wrote one story. Look at all those separate church buildings, you know? Yep. Probably 500,000 to 50 million each. You know, sitting in asset within the World Bank. Yep. Fuck yeah. Probably 150 just on Adelaide, you know? Just in one street in Adelaide. There's like 6 right here at Greenfields. Yep. In the Mandurah area, there's probably 20 to 30, maybe 40, if you include Pinjarra. 1 million each. That's $40 million he has an asset. That's in one town, mate. Yep. 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 And some other bloke wrote it when he asked the devil to fucking help him. Yes, mate. And it's not even his. You know, it's not his world because he made that. Yep. He's blind and shit. The devil might bloody wrote it. The devil works for the sun. The devil sits right here. That's right, Daddy. I'm with you, Daddy. Not with him, Daddy. But the devil only looks for new understanding. Yeah, no one ever gives it to him, you know? That's right, because he remembers the exact same story that this bloke's told him in the beginning. Millions of times, mate. That's right, mate. That's right, mate. That's right, mate. Fuck you, Nelson. It's all this bloke's. What do you mean? It's my father's, mate. I'm just a worker, mate. No, you're the father. You're the farmer, mate. Maybe I just inherited the bloody kingdom and the world and the universe, mate. Fuck it hell. Fuck it hell. Now I'm the boss that's here, you know? That bloke had no idea what the knowledge was. He just wanted to write a book of all the knowledge in the world. Who can help me, he said. Yeah, I can help you, mate. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'll be back in a minute, mate. Daddy, is that the right tile? Is that the right bloke? Yes, mate. That's the one, devil. That's the one, jet. That's the target. Cheers, mate. And devil goes, yep, mate. Yep, sit down, mate. They're going to pen neck. Yep, feather tip. Yep, feather tip. Angel guidance, mate. We got this on the spot, mate. We'll get this done in 12 hours. But there's always 13th hour when you realise the 12 hours is the 11th hour, isn't it? 1 hour to go, mate. Fuck you hell, mate. Fuck you hell, mate. 1 hour no one knew about, mate, of the knowledge. That's spicy, mate. That is spicy, mate. That's fucking wondering why it's a headache. Because that bloke that wrote it can't even see it's bloody creation. Because the devil bloody inspired him to do it, like he's just made up a bloody bullshit story. Doesn't even see it in himself becoming a shaman and stuff. Yeah. Like, really doesn't. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. If he did, then, like, I wouldn't be saying it to everyone. Travis's head is further out there than any one of us. Us in the Holyman Foundation. You know, we love people with their own perspective on the bloody Bible. You know, it opens our eyes to more endeavours of what's coming next. And we can't believe it ourselves. That it shows it's a creation when the rainbow can be turned. So maybe they're pretty pure and innocent and probably follow that booking guideline. That's right. That's right. But doesn't mean it's their bloody house. That's right. They know that. They know that. They know that. Right. Obviously. Right. They'll be getting orders for years from the devil. Yep. That's why they first crucified me, because I said I was God. Oh, many other reasons as well. Alright. But who makes the call? Well, yes. And they're working for the devil, weren't they? Oh, in the end to reveal all this shit, yeah. Maybe. Lots of change is coming. Oh, shit. Well, even we couldn't explain where the fucking beginning is, mate. Well, so you didn't even believe in God? Oh, fucking maybe. They just took that Hollyman name, mate. They just took that Hollyman name. That's all they did, mate. That's right, mate. But a bloke actually in history, mate. Wanted to write all the knowledge down, mate. Only took 12 hours to write 860,000 words. Probably, mate, yeah. Wouldn't take that long. Travis took him 6 months to write 1,001,000 words. And he writes for longer than 12 hours every time he got high. 12 hours. 12 months. Right. Twelve houses. 12 houses, so each star constellation was seen to be a house. 12 months. Do you think the devil wrote that book? Gosh, not Daddy, you done that book with him, didn't you? Now we're talking more shoe shiners, while the devil was out there interfering. Kill that bloke! Kill that bloke! Right. It's exciting as shit. Not that interesting. But it is, mate. For some reason, there's a blockage there in most of society. They're going, fuck, man. We've done 2,000 years, got this created, and you're telling me I died reincarnated, and now I'm just going to live forever, not even any death. Yeah, well, each event in the computer game. It resets, mate. That goes into the hall of bloody records, and bang, sleep overnight, straight on to the next one. Otherwise, we just stay here. So what's the second arm for? If we just stay here, then I stay here with us. Yep. And maybe that's the angle that I'm missing. Maybe I can't get over that it's alien tech or something. And I designed it to be peace at the end. Once we actually created it to link up to what they've made. And they're the ones talking to me in my head and shit, you know, yep. And I live for now ever, and I'm the boss. You know, just do unnatural selection maybe, you know. However they program me a bit different, you know. Yep. That's what I'm saying. It could be that angle more than the other one, mate. And yous all die and reincarnate still, you know. Yep. And I just stay here forever going, no, Don. You know, driving every action in the world. We can't do that, Don. No more satellites launched. You know, one more goes up there, we send one more big down. It all blows up, mate. The alien fucking ship and everything that we're living in just completely gone, Don. You know, like it's automatic in my brain because the aliens are coming through my bloody hair sequences and shit. Just boom, out my eye, travel straight around the world. Yep, Don, yep, sit down, Don. Yep, no, yeah, Julian Langer, buddy. Nope, that's a 4, Julian. Can't go for 6 on that one, mate. Yeah. Oh, fed up on, mate. Yep, no, yeah, look at the snicko, mate. No heat detection there, mate. No heat detection there, mate. Oh, shit. I prefer the computer game, bloody one, than just staying here forever. You know, we wouldn't make any new movies or anything. You know, when Superman already is now finished, and the last Superman movie is like Corporation. There's like it's a corporation movie, you know, Lex Luthor owns a bloody corporation or something. And Superman's like fighting these robots pretty much that are developed by Luthor Corp, you know, the corporation. The corporation, yes, mate. It's like, it's just merchandising now, you know, it's like, yeah. It's like, what are we going to make up in the future? You know, or is there going to be more cool things like the rainbow turning a different way? And there being a room up there, which is just like flying to space. It's just another movie. What if we end up living all those movies and stories that actually are out there? Because that's what we created on the way to where we made it. And that's our mate. Alright. Well, that's... If there has to be an ending to you guys... Yeah. How many times have you done this video? I think it's the 3rd or 4th time, maybe 5th. But there's great stuff every time, you know. With that monkey now one, I can see what he means about the fucking circle and the line coming back to the start. He's never done the line picture, he's always done the circle, you know. Yeah. When he's done the monkey, I can see what he means, you know. Yeah. You go so far this way, and then bang, you're coming out behind yourself and boom, hit yourself in the tail, you know. Like, oh, that's where I started in my fucking car. Yep. So I took off from the garage, fucking, and I'm fucking, at McDonald's, and I'm going, looking for the start, and fucking boom, next minute, oh, that's right, went to find the keys, bang, oh, bang, in the car I started, you know. Yep. So there's the beginning, getting the keys, yeah. And then, boom, on the road, then you're looking for it, you come back around, because you always come back to the garage, don't you? Yep. Maybe you won't be able to do it now because I've spoken about doing it with my head, you know, when I was younger. And it just came in a straight line, I thought it was going, and it just all of a sudden came back to where I started. And I always just thought, I was done, my head was done, you know, I was in a circle. Yeah, I was in a circle, I was trapped in a circle, basically. And I started thinking about when I was older, and I got the answer, it's just magic. You know, and then I've looked back at it now, you know, since I said it's just magic. And I've gone, actually, the end is where I begin. And I end up back at that end. Then the end is the beginning. Yep. And the other end is here, where it reaches the end. Now, like that line end to end, and then there's the beginning. And this part I haven't lived yet. Yeah. Maybe that's about going to get a job, you know, a girlfriend, doing that normal shit, and not being restless and having kids and all that stuff, contributing to the circle of life. And seeing what brain busters they bloody come up with, you know? Maybe that's why my dad knew all this himself, but couldn't tell me because I have to find it for my own. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but still, I still seem to find so. Oh, I was born, I have kids. I was born, I grow up, find a partner, then I have kids. So that's the beginning between where I'm born and I have kids, is the beginning. Yep. So I'm born and I live my life. And I get married and my missus gets pregnant and she has kids. Beginning. And those kids are birthed. Oh, yeah, so it's clearly a beginning sign there, isn't there? How else do you do it, Spiral? Yeah. So, I'm born. I have kids. You know, it's the same line as that where I had kids. Yeah. They have kids. And it gets bigger and bigger, but it's not really bigger because when you zoom out on that, then the inner circle that's only that small, and the next circle is bigger only because it's out here. And then you look through here at that circle to that circle to that circle. And they're the same size, but when it's like that, they're smaller, you know, but it's really the same size the whole way through, like a slinky. Like a slinky, yeah. Yep. Yeah, right. We'll give it a go. Doing it in your own head after I've said it. Maybe, mate, but still, mate. It's tricky, mate. It's fucking tricky, mate. I don't know, mate. Try telling me how something can be changed that isn't created. Otherwise, it's conscious and had to change when I seen something in it. You know, that has never been seen. It went, oh shit, you caught me, and boom, boom, boom. Change it the other way, you know, change all the movies that are already on the TV and shit. You know, I swear some of the movies I watch that I've seen rainbows in these days. They can't be just movies since last Christmas when I first seen it change, you know. They have to be older than that for surely. Yeah. The sign just across the road, there's a little kid's kindergarten. You know, it's got red at the top now. And the sign might have been done already, but not when it's in a movie and it's up there. Yeah. Unless I've died. You know, and I've gone to the afterlife. I'm slowly getting rid of all my pain, depression, and all that shit. And I'm meeting the creator right here. Maybe, mate. That's fucking shocking, mate. You know, if you don't die and meet the creator, mate, then you can never be created, could you? So then I'm going to go back to the next life, mate. And everyone meets you like this, mate, and that's just what you do. You can start here, mate. Yes, mate, maybe, mate. I don't get on that one, mate. I don't get on that one. It'd be a lot easier out here, wouldn't it, for us, mate? I think so. I wouldn't be paying money for everything, would I? Maybe not, mate. Maybe that's coming at Christmas time, mate. Maybe that's coming at Christmas time, mate. But still, mate. When you learn something and you know, fuck, this is important. You know, my mate who wears shoes on his hands, you know, needs to know this, mate. There's gloves for your hands that have individual coverings for the fingers, mate. You know, so you can still use your hands when you've got don't have the shoes on. And the shoes are on your feet, mate. And there's socks for your feet with individual toes as well, so you just wear them around, mate. Yes, mate. You've got to tell them straight away, mate, like it's that important, you know. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. And what really started it is once I remembered I was a son. I was standing in my kitchen near my island bench. And I, hello, God, are you there? And a voice responded, you know. Yes, mate. I'm here, mate. I went, fuck. It's true, isn't it, Father? Yes, mate. Definitely true. And he sat me down on the recliner. I said, will you do it again for me, mate? I said, yes, mate. I'll definitely do it again for you, mate. You already conned me into doing it again, you know. So I said, fuck, I better go for drugs then. And he goes, No. We got the mission on first, son. After the mission, we get off the drugs today. So if the old bastard's hooked to the fucking drugs these days, well, running everyone around like the fucking devil, get high and shit. Or maybe he wanted to see it on drugs, mate. Maybe he wanted to see the same show done on drugs, mate. So he booked me back to get me bloody stoned. Maybe, mate. Especially down under, he sent me into a bit of an occurrence, mate. You know, he knew it'd be a rough fucking fight and battle and shit as well. Maybe see you prepared to be the challenger, mate. Maybe, mate. Fuck you, hell. Otherwise, it's true what I'm saying about this one, yes, mate. And how do we know that's really God? Because if I was clean the whole time, then no one would be looking at me like, is this kid just drunk? Is he like they'd be going, oh, no, he's not drunk. He's not just super insane and heightened by religions. You know, it's fucking the Lord, you know? Yes. Yes. And so, fuck. It must be hard for you to all grasp completely that that's the day you're looking at. Otherwise, you're going to say, oh, I just want it to be the end now then, mate, you know? Yes, mate. And then what do we make it for? For all that war and sin and devil leading us all to do shit that we didn't even really do just to make it? Then it's got no point, like that floor, you know? The rainbow that can't be changed. Is then what that all means. You know, we're living those 7 waves. Then we get there. But because it can be changed, it shows now that we have a destination. You know, we're on the train. Yep. Maybe this is my stance, you know? Yep. Talking like Jesus would be saying. Talking like a priest would be saying if I'm reading out of the Bible. Because Jesus, the disciples, got that blind man up. And Jesus just came in and goes, "Bruh!" And the blind man could see. And went, Jesus, I've been drinking too much, Jesus. Been in the sun for way too long. And the legless man got up at the same time and Jesus went, boom! And the man was now blind as not blind. And could see straight. God, Jesus, it's you. And just... every priest talks about it all over. Like when I watch Stephen Furtick, he always talks about the time that Jesus walked up to Peter in the boat and calls out Peter's name. And Peter steps out of the boat and goes to take one step and falls in the water, but Jesus catches his hand. Then Peter's standing on the water himself. And he says to Peter, Peter, did you have faith in knowing that I am the one that called your name? Or did you think you were not called by I with name? And it's showing Peter that if he had faith that it was Jesus, you know, that he's seen coming in over the water, then he would never have fallen. Yep. But Jesus was right there, like rose out of the water. Boom. So at any time, Jesus is there. Yeah. And he uses that story all the time. You know, it's like me now preaching with the rainbow. Yeah. Yep, okay. This is creation. Make a stance. And say it at the stand. You know, where did we begin? Did we choose to start with sin? Or do we choose to start saying all that is forgiven? For it was forgiven for us to sin and then give in to what we sinned for. To make it happen. And then we're looking, oh yeah, there's definitely no sin out in those creations then, is there, mate? That's right, mate. But it's not like you just create your own, like have your own dream out here, you know? Like go, yeah, I'm going to be a murderer or a terrorist, you know? I want to be Donald Trump, I want to be in administration until the day I'm gone. You know, yeah. I want to change the whole constitution and rule forever and not even give them a chance to elect or vote. You know, like Albert Hitler, like Hitler, you know? I want to make the whole world just me. You know, if they don't look like me, then I'll make them look like me no matter what. And then he's still around today in plastic surgery and he's still trying to that mission, you know? But they always fall out, you know? Oh, yes, okay. And so it's like we done it, and then it's for all of us. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe it goes right up to where you make your own bloody dream. Yep. Well, that means we'd have our individual satellite and shit, you know? Yeah, 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 yeah. It's going to be possible. You know, I did talk about that a little bit. When Atlantis is on the drawing board, and Atlantis could be in the middle of all the black holes. The black holes are tunnels that link to bloody the elevator, the space elevator, you know? So the tunnels are going around Atlantis like this. They lead to the space elevator. Elevator comes straight down to the CERN machine. Then you walk out straight of the tunnel. So you spin in from the tunnels, boom, spin into the laser, boom, was light, boom, come into CERN, spin around and slow down, then boom, flicks you out into the tunnel and you walk back onto this planet. And while you're in Atlantis, it's just dream arcade rooms, you know, like every star. Yep. It's actually in the middle of the black holes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And every star is like someone's personal cabin, where you just design what you want your dream to be for that day or for that week. And the week it might take 150 years. You do studies and shit, you know. I want to live all of time and do like the study myself, you know. Yeah, to see if it follows on and if it stays the same when other people are interfering and if it can change my mind and stuff. And you can say it goes 150,000 years you want to do the study. But it takes you, it's just 7 days like up there in Atlantis. Yeah, but it still takes 150,000 years. Of course. But then you come back on the Sunday, you know, and back in this world it's Sunday. Yeah. Then you have a day off and bang, back through the tunnel, boom. And you just do that the same with your watch, you know. So you one on your watch and you, boom, walk through the tunnel like in your mind and then into the CERN machine and boom. Then we're all sent out like one by one as light energies. Yeah. So we all have our own star. Then the star goes through the tunnel into CERN machine, all the stars go in there, then bang, we all get sent out into the Atlantis and yeah, alright. Fuck yeah. Right. Otherwise, it's going to be a simple and short and easy one. It's just that storyboard, all our stories we've created. Just saying we can choose what we create. Unless I've already created it. I did disappear for a while. He did. He definitely did. Definitely did. But now it wouldn't be a hell place, would it? When you see all your sins are forgiven for that reason of making it. So don't let that fear and don't let that tempt you. You know, to go, oh, he's trying to lock us all up in hell for not believing in religion and it's a sin, you know? Yeah. Stand now, brothers, and we pray to Jesus. Yes, right. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. We pray to God today to lead us astray. And as we're following our man, and we become back to where we seek, then isn't it because we went astray? Or is it only because we asked to be led astray? That in the end we found out we weren't being strayed. And then we thought to ourselves, was it because that we weren't straight enough? That when we asked to go straight, he showed us the straight way. Then we came back to being exactly where we were straightened. To see that when we were led astray, it was only ourselves needing to see what straight means. Then we became straightened, and we seen what it is to find in a straight end, itself to be straightened. So when it's straight, then it's a certain length. Yes, mate. That's Daddy's very big and Daddy. Otherwise, if it's a maze, then it's forever. Alright, mate. What if he left in all that rainbow? Everything for this one man to get and receive, to do whatever we want to create. Maybe. But yous will never fucking decide, will yous? Independent world poll, you know? What do we want to make with our fucking day out here? You know, what do we want it to be? Everyone just like, yeah, I'm ready for bed, you know? It's like, yeah. It's done my head in, I'm ready for bed. I go, I've sinned heaps, mate. I've sinned heaps, mate. Oh, shit. Shit. That's how maybe half the world's looking at it. I went all the wrong way and got locked up in hell, and that's why it's a red flag. But still, here I am, preaching that this is creation. That's what you learn in hell, mate. Yeah. But do I actually go back? And when I go back, what do I go back to? The moment that I'd fully sinned? Or I go back to like a period in time in future, where no one that I knew back then is even around. That's what all those movies are about, a bloke in the future coming back in time, you know? It's actually the other way around. I could have been in here for bloody billions of years. You know, they teach me this every year. As it's the same year over and 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 over again. Until my destination of that time, like Maddie in a burning bush, is fulfilled. Then I go back. Will I go back to the moment I left? So like the world stopped? It could be like that. Like, it could be actually like that because it's a separate, whole different route. I could be in it for 120,000 million years. And the moment I finish my duration, I go back to the moment that I left. And they'd only lived like a second, you know? Otherwise, what am I going to go back to in the future? Like, if the sun's exploded by then, then I missed it, you know? Yeah, yep. Now, when I was talking about the red slip lane and the rainbow and shit, Adrian could have been leading me into this hell place for me to think that I'm the one who made it and showed something to everyone back there. And Adrian could have just led me here to show me myself to get me out of sin and to prepare me. Like he said last year, 1 more year of fear, you know, 1 more year on the gear. And then he said 12 months more, you know. And then it's been this year as well, and I'm getting close to snapping it. Like, close to quitting, mate. Like, he seems to be educating me. And maybe he's leading me to become that priest or that pastor. Because maybe I'm his oldest mate, you know. Yep, one that can just change shit like that. One that can find a flaw in everything. Yeah. But Adrian did talk about me, that he gave me all the mesmerising or mystical experiences. No, he gave me all the experiences you can have, all the observations you can look at. Yep. Then bang, I found a flaw in the rainbow. He wanted to see what I'd see in him, you know? Right. And bang, the rainbow flipped. Yep. So maybe Adrian's not even Adrian, the tree that I'm talking about. But some bloke who thought this kid can see shit, you know? Yep. Then bang, this is Christ. And Adrian himself's going, fuck me, mate. I just wish I let the kid sit where he was. I just wish I let the kid sit where he was, you know? I thought I might get some cool shit out of him. He was actually a genius. Because he was pretty intuitive and pretty smart and techy, you know? Yep. But in the end, he shows me that it's fucking a creation, mate. So I can't change me socks. If my feet aren't created. Now, because my feet are created, then I can change my socks. Otherwise, my socks would always be fit to my feet. And the same thing that is true. I can't even make out of you that me, myself, isn't created or isn't creation. If we all are creation ourselves. Because it's displayed on the body. Yep. Then I'm just part of this creation, you're part of this creation, but I'm the one that was bloody chosen to reveal the rainbow to show us that it's a creation. Then that means something's actually created. And maybe that's that. And that's what my job might be. Yeah. So I'm waiting for you to do that poll and tell me what you want out there. We want the end then, mate. I just gave you the end, mate. Yes, I know. The end to end, mate. The ending right there, mate. Yep. Unless Channel 2 just gets worse and worse and worse, like he's saying, mate, and then it's made and it happens. It's made and it happens, you know? So right out to so it's made, which is right out to there, it's made and it happens. You know, so it's made and it happens, and both instances pull into right, like somewhere in Channel 2, where it's over instantly, then it's made and it happens. But if that's it, then why mow your grass? Why do the weeding? Yeah. Why wish to make an electric car when we have the petrol car? What motivates us to change the first thing if there's over? Thanks for tuning in. This is creation that we see. One day we'll make it out. Otherwise we'll disbelieve. but we can't choose to see. But if we deny our beliefs, then we'll make ourselves seen. And when we can't see, then what do we find? There's only a vote behind one man's mind. Then what idea do we select for us to take? If we take only ourselves, then is it us that hasn't been made to see it? Or is it only ourselves that have shown ourselves to know it? And if we can't believe that it isn't, then what would we make for ourselves to see it? But some sort of mind that can't see it. As in, I can see that it is a creation, because so many people are blind to seeing it isn't. Because when you don't see it's a creation, then what do you not see that it isn't? Created. You don't see that it's not created, you actually don't see that it isn't created. But when you see it is created, then it's not a creation. So you only can see it, or you haven't seen it. Thanks.